What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Ross Customs. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded a full-length video. I know mostly I've been uploading mostly shorts and whatnot, edits of my car, just to kind of just mess around every now and then. I've been pretty busy recently with work and school and whatnot, but today is, of course, a new full-length video that we're finally uploading after a while. I'm currently driving, so I'm not trying to look at the camera too much, even though I've done it a few times already, but today we have some goodies coming in the mail. And we're going to be kind of taking care of some of those things today. So far, I did get my alignment done this morning, which I'm on my way back from. We're heading back to the house right now. And yeah, we'll see what happens when they all come in the mail. So we are currently pulling up to the house. Every time I go over here, there's like a gate that we have to use to get inside the actual like living area. There's always a car that's in front of me trying to put in the number on the pin pad. And I always just got to click the button for them. And like, you know, it's sometimes you kind of feel like I opened the gate for you. You don't got to put in the code, but they don't ever realize that the gate's actually open. So they end up just trying to put in the code anyways. And then they look up and the gate's open. Alrighty, so we just parked the car. I'm just gonna go walk over to the front, and it looks like something is delivered, but it's not my stuff because it's Walmart related. Now that we're back in the garage, I'm just going to go over a few things that I've done with the vehicle, obviously, since I've actually made full-length videos. So first and foremost, I have made some shorts. You guys might have seen this new hood. I got this one from an Instagram user named HKSGRC. He gave me this hood from his old hatchback build on the Corolla before he traded his old hatchback in for the new GR Corolla, which he's got. If you guys don't know who he is, definitely give him a follow on Instagram. Super cool dude. I've also only got some new taillights as well, and I bought them off of a user off of Instagram whose car ended up being totaled, and he sent me the whole set. Some of it got lost in mail. I kind of like the split taillight thing, which I could show you guys right now what it'll look like. Usually there is like a middle bar that kind of goes right here in the middle. I didn't know if I was going to put that one on anyways, just because you have to replace this whole panel right here, and it becomes like some weird black panel, which I don't really like too much. So even if it ended up getting to my house without getting lost in shipping, then I probably wouldn't have put it on there anyways. We did get a new diffuser. It's the same one, but I unfortunately got into a bit of a rear end situation. My car was out of like commission for about a couple weeks. Not too many things going on with the vehicle at the moment, but like I said, we got a few more goodies coming in later on today, one of which we'll be installing, but I'll show you what they both are once they get here. In the meantime, my buddy's over with his dog, so we got his big old dog right here, and we got my dog over there who's just sniffing around, being a little bit of a weirdo. But oh, she heard me. Whoops. Hi, Penny. Oh yes, get your nice stretch in there, dude. Alrighty, guys. So here it is, about 3:30 in the afternoon, and for whatever reason, the mail decided to take absolutely forever to get here. One of the packages came in, and like I said, usually they deliver the mail around like 11 or 11:30. I got home at like 10. And it's like 3:30 right now, so they're just waiting forever to get here. But we do have our first box right here that we're going to open so that way you guys can see what it is. We're not putting this one on today. We're putting the other one on today, but we're going to at least open this up so you guys can see what it is. All right, so I got the box all open. Had to stand it up right because I didn't know how to open this type of box. I'm kind of dumb. I got bubble wrap. I'm just kidding. I got the tape off of both ends. Obviously got all the bubble wrap off over there. So now I'm going to completely open it up so that way you guys can see what it is. We got ourselves here a nice carbon fiber duckbill spoiler. This one is from EPR International. It is real carbon fiber. It is not fake carbon fiber, but this thing looks pretty freaking sick. It's super clean, obviously. We're not putting this one on today. The other part that's coming in, we're going to put on today, but this one, we're just going to put it back in the box. So ironically, as soon as I showed you guys the spoiler, my buddy and I went to go get something to eat, and as soon as I left, UPS decided to show up with the next car part. And so just to show you guys what we're putting on today, we got ourselves here a nice K&N Short Ram Intake. Now, obviously, this isn't gonna, make my car go super crazy fast or anything. However, there was a comment on one of my YouTube shorts talking about this, and they said that the K&N Short Ram Intake with the Borla exhaust system made it sound really good. So we're going to eat our food first, and then we're going to go ahead and go install this. I'll show you guys clips of like the difference between just the regular air filter and then the short ram intake.
2 hours later.
We are now down here in the garage getting ready to install the intake for you guys. So I'm going to most likely install it off camera just because there shouldn't really need to be a tutorial on how to install an intake. It does come with instructions, and while the photos are black and white and somewhat sort of blurry, it should hopefully be super easy to follow. So we're going to go ahead and install it, and then of course afterwards I'll give you guys some clips of what it sounds like with the original airbox versus what it sounds like with the short ram intake. And then I'll also get some clips from inside the vehicle while driving. Of course, cameras can only pick up so much audio, and so things will sound a little bit different in real life versus on camera, but I'll do my best. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it, and then after that, we'll get those clips. And there we have it. So what took me about an hour and a half, only took about 5 seconds for you guys because the magic of editing, but it's completely installed now. I did get stuck on one part, which I'll go over with you guys real quick. So here's the instructions. Like I said, it came with them. The pictures are black and white, somewhat blurry. The one thing that I got confused on was this step right here. We had to take this rubber sealant for the heat shield, and it just said to put it on the intake hole of the heat shield. There's like 3 holes on this thing, so I didn't know which one, so I was sitting there trying to finagle it. Eventually, I figured it out once I stopped being dumb. The only other thing that I encountered that you guys might want to be aware of, so right here, this is the intake tube, and it goes on to the actual, you know, the whole intake itself from the throttle body to the air filter. Now, on this picture, it shows that the little part where you put the wrench meets the actual thing. But on mine, over here, there's still some threading showing, and this is where the wrench goes. Now, I'm not a relatively weak person, so I tried to like really turn that thing, and for whatever reason, it just stopped right there. But when I looked on the inside, when I had it off and I looked through it, it was flat. There was no spaces or anything like that, so I just kind of left it as it is. The only other thing that I can say that I kind of encountered when installing this was these 2 screws down here. On the photo, these actual little things that jut out like that for the screws stick out a little bit farther, I believe on the instructions. They jut out a little bit farther on this one, but the one that I actually have, they weren't sticking out too far. So while I eventually got it to work, I did have a little bit of struggle getting them in place, but everything's good. Like this is all sturdy, like it's not gonna come out or anything like that. And then of course I got all the little clamps right there. So all we have to do now is just start the vehicle up and hope that we don't get any check engine lights. So I'm gonna open up the garage so that way I don't get, you know, poisoned by exhaust fumes, and then we'll just double check everything. All right, so I got the garage open. Just gonna start this guy up. Moment of truth. Just give it a second. All right, and it looks like we got no check engine lights whatsoever, so success. Now that we have this completely installed and there's no check engine lights or anything like that, I'm gonna go ahead and actually get the clips for you guys. I did, of course, get the clips up beforehand with the original airbox. I'm just gonna put them all right now so that we can get it all out of the way, and then we'll get some clips of what it sounds like inside the car while driving. I'm not gonna rev it right here in my garage too much, just because I don't wanna annoy the neighborhood. We'll go ahead and get into it, and then I'll kind of give my take on it. Let's go ahead and wrap it all up, dude. Overall, I would say my particular review of the product as well as the installation of the product, I'd probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. Now remember, this is the short ram intake with the Borla Catback exhaust, so it might sound a little bit different if you don't have an exhaust system. The person that did suggest it in my YouTube comments, I'll put it right here on the screen for you. I appreciate your suggestion. Most people, when they get the Corolla, they get the engine air intake, or they might get the 2J one, and that's all fine. I hadn't seen too many people on YouTube or just in general with the K&N Short Ram Intake, so I appreciate your suggestion. I think it came out very good, but from what it sounds like to me, I do enjoy it a lot. Now, I will also say though, if you're just regularly driving around like the streets, not trying to be a speed demon on a Corolla, which take that as you will, you can only go so fast in a Corolla, it's not really gonna sound too much different with the intake on it if you had the exhaust on already like I did. If you're trying to push the throttle, you're not really gonna hear that nice like deep tone. But the few times that you might do it legally for whatever reason, like getting on the freeway, it'll definitely be nice to hear. So that's why I think it's worth it, because to some degree you do have that fun still in there. I would definitely invest in one for sure. I know most people say don't get an intake unless your car is tuned, because it doesn't really do much except for making the car sound louder and look cool. I mean, that's what we all want for the most part. So at some point, of course, I will get this thing tuned. There's a few other things that I want to do to it. But in the meantime, with everything that I got onto it, I'd say it's worth it. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. The next thing, of course, will be the carbon fiber spoiler install. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, let's go ahead and leave a like, consider subscribing, and hopefully we'll see you on the next full-length video that I upload. Have a good one.